Your person has always seen you as someone fundamentally different from anyone they have encountered before, and that difference affects them more deeply than they ever expected. It isn't just that you stand out from the familiar patterns of people who have filled their life up until now, it's that your uniqueness speaks directly to something within them, touching places they never knew needed illumination. You represent a contrast so striking, so refreshing, that it shakes their usual perceptions and awakens emotions they didn't anticipate feeling. To them, you are like a breath of air they didn't realize they had been missing, a shift in perspective that gives color to parts of their world that once felt dim or unremarkable. From the moment they became aware of you, there has been a magnetic pull they find difficult to explain. It's not rooted in superficial attraction, though they certainly find you captivating in every sense. It is something deeper, an energetic resonance, a feeling that your presence holds a certain truth or clarity they've long been seeking. When they are near you or even think of you, something inside them stirs, almost as though your energy activates dormant parts of their soul. There is a mysterious familiarity mixed with an exciting newness, and this combination forms a gravitational force they can't ignore. You draw them in without trying, and they sense that what they feel for you is not something that comes around often, perhaps not even once in a lifetime. You represent a new path for them, a shift away from everything they have known or settled for in the past. Where their previous experiences may have been predictable or rooted in routine, you introduce a sense of possibility, a whisper that life can be richer, more vibrant, and more aligned with who they want to become. This contrast creates a powerful internal pull, making them think about you during quiet moments or at times when they least expect it. They can't brush off your influence, it has settled into their awareness like a seed that continues to grow no matter how much they try to approach it logically. You are on their mind not simply because they admire you, but because interacting with you challenges them to view themselves differently. They are acutely aware of how important you've become to them. The significance you hold is not casual or fleeting. It is weighty, meaningful, and something they approach with a sense of vulnerability they don't typically allow themselves to feel. Because of this depth, the idea of someone else romantically pursuing you creates an internal tension for them. It unsettles them, not from a place of unhealthy possessiveness, but from a longing to be the one who understands you, cherishes you, and builds something genuine with you. They don't want to lose the chance to connect with you fully. Their heart recognizes your value, and the thought of missing out on something so rare is difficult for them to accept. This desire to be close to you is intertwined with a yearning for authenticity. They don't want a half-formed connection or a relationship clouded by personal wounds they haven't resolved. Instead, they want to bring their true self to you, the version of themselves that exists beyond fear, beyond trauma, beyond cycles that once held them back. This aspiration to show up fully for you has triggered a profound period of introspection for them. They've become deeply invested in their own healing process, driven in large part by the desire to meet you at the same level of emotional clarity and integrity that you embody so naturally. They understand that the connection they envision with you requires honesty, vulnerability, and inner stability. Their healing journey is not a simple one. It forces them to revisit old wounds, dismantle unhelpful patterns, and confront parts of themselves they may have avoided for years. Yet despite how difficult this process is, they remain committed to it, because they believe you are worth the effort, and because they believe they themselves are worth the transformation. This is not a temporary inspiration or a fleeting desire to change, it is a deep and unwavering commitment to growth. They are willing to take as long as necessary to align with the energy they feel coming from you. There is patience in their approach, a quiet understanding that real alignment cannot be rushed or forced. They know that arriving prematurely, without doing the inner work, would not serve either of you. They've realized that becoming someone capable of standing beside you requires them to step into a higher version of themselves. They're shedding old cycles, karmic patterns, repeating lessons, and beliefs that no longer serve their path. These cycles were heavy, often confusing, and filled with difficult lessons, but they now understand why they had to experience them. Each challenge has prepared them for the clarity they feel now. They've reached a point where they can finally move forward with intention and self-awareness, equipped with the lessons and strength gathered from everything they've endured. And through all of this, your presence acts as a guiding light, subtly encouraging their evolution even from afar. Your influence on them is transformative. When they interact with you or even recall your words and energy, something inside them ignites, a surge of ambition, motivation, and purpose that they don't experience with others. You awaken a drive within them to pursue growth, to follow their goals with more discipline, and to become someone who contributes meaningfully to the world around them. You inspire them not because you demand it, but because your existence naturally reflects a standard they want to rise to. Being connected to you, even in small ways, reminds them of what they're capable of becoming. Your impact touches not only their determination, but also their creativity. They've noticed that when they are near you, communicate with you, or even think about the energy you exude, their creative flow becomes freer, stronger, more connected to their inner world. Ideas come more easily, inspiration sparks unexpectedly, and they feel a renewed sense of passion for the things that once made them feel alive. This kind of inspiration is not something they experience with just anyone. It reinforces the belief that your energies are intertwined in a meaningful way, that being connected to you opens gateways within them that were once blocked or dormant. The creativity you evoke feels magical, like something that operates beyond logic or explanation. It's a soul-level connection rather than a surface-level influence. At the same time, they've begun receiving signs, internal, intuitive, and external, that it's time for them to leave behind the old life that served as a cage more than a foundation. This old life was filled with behaviors, environments, or relationships that kept them small and prevented them from stepping fully into their potential. The signs they're receiving now are unmistakable. They push your person gently but consistently toward change. And for the first time, they're ready to listen. They're taking steps to release what no longer aligns with their path, making room for the person they aspire to become. On your side of the connection, you have chosen to remain quiet, patient, and secure in your own energy. You're allowing them to navigate their internal transformation without pressure or expectation. This choice speaks volumes about your emotional maturity and self-awareness. You understand that growth cannot be forced, especially not when it comes to something as meaningful as a soul connection. Your distance isn't coldness, it's thoughtful space. You aren't demanding they rush toward you, nor are you attempting to control the timing of their evolution. Instead, you hold firm boundaries that protect your emotional well-being while simultaneously communicating that you value yourself and the connection too much to accept anything incomplete or unstable. These boundaries, while gentle, have a powerful effect on them. They highlight the areas where they still need to grow and encourage them to rise above old patterns. Your energy calls them to self-reflect, to become conscious of their actions and choices, to examine where they have held themselves back or allowed fear to dictate their decisions. In the space you've created, they are becoming more aware of the depth and potential of the connection between you. They recognize that being with you requires emotional readiness, accountability, and a willingness to show up fully. Your patience becomes a guiding force, pushing them to mature in ways they may not have without your influence. They are beginning to realize that to stand beside you, they must elevate themselves. They cannot bring old habits, outdated mindsets, or emotional instability into this connection. You are prompting them, without a single word, to rise into their power. And they are responding. They feel compelled to improve, to transform, to align with the version of themselves that is worthy of what they hope to build with you. Your influence acts as both a mirror and a catalyst, showing them who they can become and encouraging them to pursue that evolution wholeheartedly. Ultimately, your person is journeying through a profound transformation, one fueled by the depth of the connection they feel with you. They are determined to approach you not as a fragmented or uncertain version of themselves, but as someone whole, healed, and aligned. You inspire them to change in ways that extend far beyond romance. You awaken their creativity, their ambition, their self-awareness, and their desire for emotional authenticity. They see you as a rare presence in their life, someone whose energy resonates with their soul, and they want to meet you in that space with clarity and purpose. This journey is not just about being with you, it's also about becoming who they were always meant to be. And they are walking that path with intention, with devotion, and with the quiet hope that when the time is right, your paths will merge in a way that feels natural, aligned, and deeply meaningful.